Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. We may not win every game, but we win at showcasing them all. Welcome everyone to September 1982. We were playing Cosmic Cruncher on our Commodore VIC-20, and it's not really the Pac-Man game you'd expect. Let's see what our next game is. Time to go to the United Kingdom and play on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. This is Course of Shots. Very strangely titled game. This is a type-in game from your computer, September 1982. Look, it's breaking the ZX81 sound barrier, and we have heard one game when you're not supposed to get any sound from the ZX81, and we've heard it. So maybe they are breaking the sound barrier. But if you flip to the magazine, there it is. Under the software file, Course of Shots, with how you can type in the entire game. We're not going to spend the time doing that. We're just going to pop in and play the game. So after typing it in, you can see we have two different versions we could play. It's time to type in and play Course of Shots by N.R. Clifton. And the beginning of September 1982, or whenever you were the first person to type it in from the magazine. So this one is a golf game. Course of Shots didn't sound like it really was a golf game, but we can start with a number of holes, play a 9 for a short game or 18 for a long game. We are definitely going to do a short game, so we'll do 9, and our handicap is Duffer. I don't think I'm a duffer. Let's do 2, and we'll say we're average. At this point, if you are a computer gamer, golf games really aren't the best right now. The best ones you could play for a full golf game would be on the home console. If you want to play mini golf, though, there's some okay mini golf games you could play for computers. And we saw some of the best golf games, or if you want a quick preview of what we've seen so far, Graphical Golf was out on the ZX81. That's going to follow this kind of formula, what we're seeing right now. And then before that was Mini Golf in August of 1981. I would say of all the games you could be playing for golf, that would be the best one, which is Mini Golf. And we also played Golf on MS-DOS, which is nothing but ASCII, a very bad experience. And then we also have 4 on the Apple II, again, a really, really terrible experience in April of 1982. And then we also have played Golf Challenge on the Atari home computer in July. And that Golf Challenge game, it had elements that would work, but it still was not a very good, fun game compared to all the other games you could play. And then we also played Spectrum Golf. So this is technically the 3rd game of golf we've ever played. And let's check this out. So what do we got to do? We got to push enter, space. Oh, space. Okay, so this one, yeah, plays just like Spectrum Golf. You got to pretend it's a clock and pick the direction you want out of the 12 numbers on the clock. So let's say I want to go to 2. So I'll do direction 2. And then how hard do I want to hit it? Let's try 25. So watch where I am. I'm at the tee. If I do 2 o'clock, 25 power, the ball just ended up right there. So it didn't really go very far. Not a good one. All right, let's try to get it further than that. Let's go 2 again, and then let's knock it out of the park. 200. Where am I going to go? Oh my gosh, way over there in the rough, so I'm way at the top. The B represents where the ball is. Better hack it. All right, we will. When I can... They have to keep the bleeps and bloops coming because the ZX Spectrum introduces sound. Wow, it didn't let me do it. After a while, you had to listen to the bleeps and bloops to say, you're in the rough. All right, after that, let's go ahead and head to 4 o'clock and give me, I don't know, if I'm in the rough, can I make it over the water with 30 strength? No, I didn't. All right, let's try it again. 4 o'clock, and if it's in the rough, do 50. There we go, on the green in 4. If it's the green, it's on the yellow in 4. I don't think we're on the green. So this golf game is kind of this. It's not the best golf simulator we've seen. We've seen slightly better ones than this, but it's still not the best experience for a full round of golf. Mini golf, if you want to be on a home computer, would work, but I'd recommend at this time play golf on home consoles. That's the better way to play. There's lots of other golf games we've seen that work better than this. Yes, this game is rough. Okay, let's do it again. We're on the green. Let's go 4 o'clock. Give me I don't know, 40. Oh, wow, way over there. On the green in 5. It still didn't work for us. All right, let's try. Give me 11 o'clock and just 10? Not even enough. Still not enough. All right, let's try 10 o'clock. And give me 10. Yes, we made it in 7 shots. 4 over par. This game is over par. Yeah, there is no zoom to the green. The only one we've seen was one game on the Atari 800, and then all the other ones we've seen on console have done it a few times. Actually, I would say the best golf game so far of all the places you could play is in the arcade. The one by Data East. Tournament Golf, that's the golf game. That's the ultimate golf game so far. So we want to see something like that. Victor's already thrown out half star so far for everything we've seen. I'm going to go again, try to play this a little better. Let's do 2 o'clock. Oh, it's got to tell me what the direction is. So this game is doing something a little bit different, or around the same as Spectrum Golf, which they're using the ATTR function to determine every content of the square. So whenever you land the ball somewhere, it's determining if it's in the rough, on the green, or in the bunker. And then it allows you, before you boot this up, to customize all the ink colors and the way this looks. So it kind of has a design your own golf course sort of feel to it. But it's pretty much like you're going to be programming with the ZX Spectrum. It's not built in the game. Notice when we booted it or typed it in to program it, it didn't offer the options then at that point. So I know you could go and mess with the code because you're typing it in. And so some people would say this does allow you to change the course, but then some people would not. But it's still very lackluster. Manly's going 2.5 stars. So cool. All right, so let's go ahead and hit this one 2. I want to max it out. Let's do 200 again. Where am I going to go? Whoa, way in the rough. Or I guess the blue isn't water. It's the rough. Better hack it. All right, let's try 4 o'clock and knock it out of there. Oh, did I say 20? Oh, I didn't type it fast. The ZX Spectrum has that chiclet keyboard, so you got to be careful with it. 1 star. It's not broken, but I wish it was, punk rock. 1 star from B40. It's so close to what we saw on the ZX Spectrum. All right, so let's try it again. 4, and let's do 200 power. And notice that it's not giving us clubs. It doesn't really even feel like a golf game. And I said this when we played the Spectrum Golf. It feels more like we're playing an artillery variant where you say what angle you want and how much power you want. So and this is one player only. You don't even play with anybody else. Slightly better than a broken 2. All right, so loving all the ratings in the chat. Pretty much that's the same as Spectrum Golf. I'd say even subpar than that, but it is a type-in game. So of all the games we could play up to this point, yeah, I would say bad. 2.5 stars, somewhere around that range. I see lots of 1s over in chat as well. Yeah, I'm going to have to say 2 stars. There is better golf games, slightly better, not much, but you do have other options, and it is a little unfair because the ZX Spectrum is competing against the Atari and the Apple II and other of the bigger computers that are out there. Yeah, Kun's going to 1.5, still around the bad range. All right, after a interesting golf game, let's see what's next. It's the latest issue of Computer Gaming World. The World of Computer Gaming in September of 1982. Let's check it out. So this is another magazine that is really in-depth to the strategy and the simulation people. If you are into that, then you're going to love Computer Gaming World. This is September-October 1982, Volume 2, Number 5. And the first few issues, they've had the 5 1/4 floppy disk up in the top right. Check out the front cover. It's as if you were a space gamer or space shooter, knocking out all the defenders and marking them on your ship. Very nice. The artwork is pretty cool, but it just seems very bizarre for the front of a magazine cover. It seems like there's something missing. When you think of modern magazines, there's usually lots of pop-ups and flashy things on the cover, but not here. All right, let's flip it open. What do we got over here? Oh, the Rapid Fire series. So we were just talking about SSI in the chat. So this is their series that's meant to be the faster-paced strategy games. And we've already seen all of these. Cytron Masters is one of the first real-time strategy games. Galactic Gladiators is like the sci-fi way to do it. And then we have, SEUIS, Shoot 'em Up in Space, is not really a thing. It's not the action shoot 'em up. It's a strategy shoot 'em up. Very, very slow-paced. It takes a while to get into. And I'd say even slower than that was Cosmic Balance. So not all of their rapid fire series really are rapid. We already did. All it is it's kind of like the squad-based combat, but sci-fi themed. That's the best way to describe it. All right, so this is the table of contents. We're going to just skip by it because we're going to be going through the whole magazine. Let's see what's happening in the world of computer gaming. Starting with inside the industry. What's happening in the future? So they bring up Rear Guard. We played several versions already of Rear Guard on different home computers. And Ghost Hunter. Oh, here we go. They're talking about selling different things. like people that share sales figures on which games actually are the best selling. For example, Adventure International has sold primarily by mail order and introduced 55 new games in 1981 with their bestseller Rear Guard. At least they're saying Rear Guard is the bestseller, with 3,400 copies. But Arcade Plus, which made Ghost Hunter, didn't do the mail-in, the mail order way to get the games. But they've sold 23,000 copies. Ghost Hunter is awesome, by the way, a Pac-Man clone, one of the best ones you could play. So obviously selling through stores means more games, and they're bringing up Choplifter for the first time we've seen in magazines. That's pretty cool. And then they also talk about Canyon Climber, and this is just about sales figures. Which game really is the better game, or how do you determine at this time which computer game is the best that people like? And then we also have Eastern Front. Oh, that's a great one on Atari Program Exchange. Crazy Shootout, Raster Blaster. And then all these other top sellers. Temple of Apshai, Wizard and the Princess by Sierra Online, Wizardry by Surtec, Castle Wolfenstein. Yeah, these are all the really heavy hitters right now that you can play on home computers. And then, this is an ad for back issues. Quick, buy all the back issues now of Computer Gaming World. They rock. Oh, here it is. So this is the list of top sellers as of June 30th, 1982. So this is the September and October issue. So this will cover 2 months. But still really cool to see. Crazy Shootout, they're saying, is the best selling. 35,000 for that. Great shooter, by the way. Really, really charming with the presentation. And then right after that is Zork 1. I agree with that one. Then we have Temple of Apshai, first one of the Dungeon Quest series. And then we have, the Flight Simulator. Sublogic's Flight Simulator, still 30,000 copies. This is fascinating to see which ones are actually selling compared to the games we played ourselves. So on this list, we've seen them all, I think. Let's see, Snack Attack, yeah, Wizardry, Ghost Hunter, Gorgon, Great Defender style game, Ultima, Super Invader. Now, we don't think we've seen that one yet. And to tell you the truth, I read the magazine before doing the show just to get a heads up of any games we missed. There are some games in this magazine we have not showcased yet, and we're going to have to rectify that in the next few episodes. So I know we're going to be playing Super Invader. I think it's just Space Invaders. But then Castle Wolfenstein's on here, definitely. Scarfman. I can't forget Scarfman. Pull 1.1, 1.5. There it is, Choplifter already. They say May, it sold 9,000 already. Look at that. Then we got Canyon Climber. That's an excellent one. Several computers. Warp Factor, Photar, Pack Attack. Dragon Quest. I don't think we played that one by the Program Guild. Not to be confused with the later Dragon Quest. This one's a different one. And then International Grand Prix, Taxman, Asylum. I don't know what this one is at the bottom. If you see here, 2,000 copies sold of Stone's Reversal by PowerSoft. I have no idea what that is. If you have any information on Stone's Reversal, there's nothing online. The internet has no idea what Stone's Reversal is. So if you got any information about it, drop me a line. And then we got Sword Thrust on here. And ZX81 Classics. Nice. Very cool snapshot of what titles look like. And then over here we have some quick reviews, mini reviews, like we have Bezoff. It's another game that's very similar to Venture you could play on your home computer. Oh, the Choplifter cartridge. Hold on to that one. That's great. Yeah, I'm assuming that with Scarfman 2, Curtis. Yeah, already 5,000. I wouldn't expect that either. And then over here we got High-Res Computer Golf simulation, and this one we talked about before. It's an okay simulation, but this one is essentially mini golf. It's not really like a full round of golf. And then we got Computer Gin Rummy. We can breeze by that one. Pigpen, that's another one we played already. Pac-Man variant. It's all right, pretty average. And then we got Soccer. That's the one on Atari home computer. That's great, similar to Hockey. I think that's the one that allows 4 players to play. That's pretty good. And then Serpentine, I don't know if we played that one yet or not. And then over here we got Rainbow Graphics. I don't think we're going to be showcasing that. All right, let's flip on to the next page. Another reason I like to read these magazines, or the more popular ones, is to see, have we really seen it all? Because when games show up that I have no idea what they are, it's kind of refreshing to look it up online and realize no one knows what this is. And I want to investigate and find out what's going on. All right, we also have VC. We're going to be seeing that one soon. That one, I believe, is, for the Viet Cong. Another strategy-style game. And then, VisiCalc. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. No VisiCalc. Alibi. I don't know if we've seen that one yet. Yeah, that's one we're going to have to check out. It's a detective-style game. Looks possibly like it's going to use a text parser for it. And then we just saw Falcons. This is one we almost missed. It was a Phoenix variant, one of the very first ones you could play. And I believe this one came out at some time in 1981. All right, so then we have Trailblazer. You have seen that one, and Renaissance. It's like an Othello style game. Notice that all these mini reviews or information about the games, it's just a quick blurb and then tells you how much it costs. That's it. Very, very simple. Yeah, so just like Falcons, there's other games in this magazine, computer games that we haven't showcased on the show, but we will. And then, so there's an error they missed. Nice that they brought that up. All right, over here we got Infocom. Oh, here we go. Starcross coming out soon from Infocom. That's the one in the circular case. Does anyone remember that one? And then Zork 3 is scheduled for late September. They say here in the magazine. Traveler by Game Workers Designs. I think we've already seen that one. Cosmic Balance. Oh, here we go. SSI's big ones. Cytron Masters, Galactic Gladiators, and of course Computer Baseball. They love it on Computer Gaming World. They rave about Computer Baseball. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I didn't think it was that big of a game. Oh, do you think it is based on the sci-fi? Yeah, oh yeah, sci-fi role-playing system. Very interesting. And then, of course, Battle of Normandy. We've seen that one. Tigers in the Snow. All these strategy titles. Really, really big ones. Here's one that's interesting, though. It says, SSI is presently playtesting a new game called Malta. I have no idea what Malta is, unless the name changes later. But to my knowledge, I can't find any information on Malta. So if you know anything, if you got some inside groove on SSI, let me know. And then we have the North Atlantic Modern Sea Combat. We're going to see that one. And of course, we've seen Guadalcanal Campaign already. Southern Command. Yeah, look at all these tactical strategy or war game video games. They're all over the place. We've already seen a little bit of them. Here on the show, we showcase for just a little bit what the game's like, the tactical strategy ones. But there are ones that at this time you could invest months and months into. It's difficult to do a quick snapshot of them or play a quick game of it. Computer Ambush that we were talking about in the chat is a really good example. We were able to jump in, understand how the squad-based combat works, but then leave the game in about 20 minutes. A quick snapshot. Then we got Avant-Garde Creations. Lots of games here that are, they're more like applications. And then they have a shout out to the Arcade Machine. Excellent game where you can design your own shoot-em-ups like Galaxian, things like that. And then we got Hayden Software, Star Traders, and King Cribbage. We're not going to play King Cribbage. Sorry, all those cribbage lovers. And then we have down here Lovers or Strangers. I don't know if we're going to see that one. It's going to tell you if two people are how compatible they are with each other. Don't let a computer tell you if you're compatible or not. And then over here, Eduware has The Prisoner and Prisoner 2. We've already seen those. IBM PC has Cyborg, and I know we're going to be seeing that one before the end of the year. Epics, fantastic. Oh yeah, they moved to a new location. Notice that they say Epics and Automated Simulations. The company is named Automated Simulations, but the publishing name is Epics. Yeah. Fantastic. Let's flip on. That's the hobby stuff. So this is an article about more like a read about adventure games or labyrinth or maze games. Kind of fitting because 1982 has been the let's get first-person perspective maze games. Yes, Manly, I'm so glad you jumped on that one. Fantastic. And this article is kind of fun because it's wandering around a maze and what it's like in a novel kind of perspective. Okay, let's flip on to the next page with some ads for other paddle controllers. Very nice. Over here we got an ad for Bezoff. It is another shoot 'em up. Already checked that one out. It's okay for the time. Bez is kind of unique. He kind of does his own thing. I like his style. Then we got Heroic Fantasy. Play by mail adventuring because not everyone went to stores to buy everything. You just bought it and had it mailed to you. Yeah, there it is. Some more there. Let's flip on. Oh, here we go. Yep. Every time they're talking about this, especially in computer gaming world, software piracy. The slaying of a Hydra. They will not stop it. And if they did, we probably wouldn't be playing on the show right now. Yeah, they're talking about different price tags. And I had someone in the comments from Europe that said it's so expensive how computer gaming was at the time. And I understand with them because when we look at other ads in the United Kingdom, some of their games are £4, £5, really, really cheap compared to what we have over here. And we did showcase one of the games called Time Zone by Sierra Online. It cost $100 for one game in 1982. It's amazing. Yes. Make sure you copy that floppy. And over here we got a review for Star Blazer. 32 bucks at the time by Broderbund. And these reviews, I don't believe they give us any star rating or numbers. It's just here's what the game is, with the description of what it's like. It's almost like they're telling a story. Here's the story of when I played the game and what it's like. I'm with you, B40. That's probably true. Oh, man. Star Blazer was pretty good. I love the stuff by Broderbund. They have this appeal that is from East and West, because Broderbund went over to Japan, got a lot of developers in Japan into video games, making video games, and Broderbund's one of the first companies that influenced the Japanese market of computer games, and they're all over there right now. We got Star Wars meets Galactic Gladiators. Yeah, so that's a review of Galactic Gladiators, right? Nice, by SSI. Yeah. I still would say Computer Ambush would be the better squad combat game rather than Galactic Gladiators. Yeah, nowadays, what would a full box copy complete of Time Zone be worth? I hope it's more than $100. And then over here we got interactive role-playing game. Playing the games. Oh, this is just this is just about role-playing games, and the big hitters right now are Wizardry and Ultima. Nice. Showing you some code to type in. Very nice. Flipping on to the next page. Atari. Exploring the human connection. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is talking about the psychological side of it and the difference between the console gamer and the computer gamer. And they're already pointing out the differences. When people want to play on the console, usually they're playing something quick for a score attack. But now we're starting to see the difference between computer gamers and the longevity of games. How long are you into a game to be interested in it? And what makes it a better title if you could spend longer on it? Yeah, what's the answer? The answer is more consumer research into the psychology of gaming. Oh man, if we start talking about psychology of gaming, we'll be here all day. And then over here on this side, we got the... Oh, nice. They're giving you a table showing the interaction type, if it's interaction outside of gameplay or interaction within gameplay, the quantitative interaction, and this would be Pac-Man, Star Raiders, Eastern Front, and then interaction within gameplay is Cartels and Cutthroats, Galaxy, Computer Acquire, all the big ones, and then qualitative interaction, Wizardry. And they're saying they're missing one. There's one style that they don't know what it is yet. They don't have an idea. So you can see we have the arcade games, role-playing games, multiplayer games, and then this other variation or this other kind of game, but they can't define it yet. They don't know what it's called. Yeah, it doesn't exist is what they say. Fascinating that right now they're already knowing that something bigger is going to happen. Yeah, nowadays, console games, you can last a long time. But just think of all the consoles we've seen so far. The only one I can think of that the one currently was Advanced Dungeons & Dragons on the Intellivision. It's one that seems to span longer, or you'd be able to spend a lot longer playing that title. Most of them, though, are very quick space-style games. All right, flip it on the next one. It's Guadalcanal Campaign. Another one by SSI. Yeah, war game. Strategic Simulations Incorporated. A big one for SSI with how they changed up the mechanics of the game. And I think they... Oh, here we go. Yeah, they say at the bottom, please fill out the reader input device. And this is how they're going to determine what does the reader say are the best games that are out there. Yeah, the last category is what we do with like online gaming. The network of gaming, where you have other people that you join. We're going to see it, I think, first with Ultima Online. And we've already seen one game that was online. It was a tank game that was text or type in only. One that we couldn't showcase here on the show. Oh, yeah, I bet. Hey, look, it's the ad for Frazzle. This one is one that looks like it's Asteroids, but it actually doesn't play as well. They were trying something new. We see that a lot here in 1982. There's games that have this ambition. Like, you can tell they were looking to try to do something new, but just didn't hit it on the head. Okay, let's keep going to the next screen. Next page has an ad by Synergistic Software. We both played these games. Bolo. Very cool. Tank-style game. It scrolls around the screen. Very, very fun. And then Crisis Mountain we saw right before Miner 2049er. And it's the same idea. It's a platformer on a single screen. Not nearly up to snuff with Miner 2049er, but kind of cool. Oh yeah, the board gaming scene too. And then over here we got Muse Software's Firebug, excellent game, some great fire physics. Flip it on to the next page, we have Galactic Gladiators, Combat in the 28th Century, really fun. That's a really good one. Oh, here we go. The announcement of the second annual Computer Gaming World Robot War Tournament. And we've been reading every Computer Gaming World. This is the game that Silas Warner made that you can design your own robots, save that robot to a disk, then send that disk into the competition and see how your that robot does against all the other ones and who wins. Really cool game. Whenever we showcased it, I had Casey Club Kirby as a guest on the show. He is a game developer and familiar with BASIC, Pascal, and so forth. So whenever he saw the game, we didn't really get into the nitty-gritty on how to design a robot, but the idea of heavy programming to make a robot was really intriguing. Rated it pretty high. All right, moving on to the next page, we got Road to Gettysburg. Now, I believe we've already seen this one. Yeah, it's similar to Napoleon's campaigns 1813 and 1815. At this point, the big ones by SSI we've already seen, the ones that are pushing the boundary of what strategy games can be, and Road to Gettysburg still feels like it's running in the past. Oh, wow, that's still really early, Curtis. Yeah, and Kun, yeah, it's like virtual battle bots. But it's interesting because it doesn't happen until you program what the robot to do, and then you put in your disc with someone else's and just see what happens. And if you win, with at least with this competition, when you win, you just keep battling more and more until they have one victor. It's a cool idea. Hey, it's Crazy Maisie over here. We've seen that one. Yeah, it's like it's a Pac-Man top-down kind of game. Very generic, not as impressive as we would have hoped. All right, so I think we have frozen the magazine, or the magazine is frozen. It is not responding. Yeah, it's completely frozen, and I cannot access anything on the mag. Crazy Maisie has destroyed Computer Gaming World. Let's see if we can switch this up. We'll go like this then. I'll play your game. There, let's try that again. There we go. All right, apologies about that. All right, let's flip on after Crazy Maisie. We got, oh, there it is, Computer Gin Rummy. Now after this screenshot, I think we have seen Computer Gin Rummy, but we didn't really play that that long. Yeah, thanks, Curtis. Appreciate it. I agree with you. It can't understand the past. We've gone too far. Computer Gin Rummy, though? Yeah, we'll breeze by that one. And then we over here, the Games Network. Oh, it's coming. We already have some other games on console, like in television, doing the cable modem, where you can play games over cable, which is kind of cool. All right, flip it on to the next page. Yeah, there we go. The Games Network. Downloading games that you could play. In 1983, we're going to be playing on the Naboo network, and there's already little sprinklings of things like this one out there. It's pretty cool. Love it. I know, it is creepy. I don't want it. I want to get all my games on disc, physical, not on the network. Over here we have Mars Cars by Datamost. I don't believe we've seen this one. Mars Cars is a new one. We may have to check that one out. All right, flip it on to the next page. We have Route 80, The Road to Adventure, Parker Brothers, and Monopoly. Now, this one, I believe, is... Yeah, this one is about, like, board games. Actual board games, Monopoly, not war board games. And then over here, we got an ad by SSI. Oh, the two, one of the first ones we saw, Battle of Shiloh and Tigers in the Snow, still advertising for it. Very nice. And then over here, we got the left side about Cytron Masters. Oh, man. This one is fantastic. It's a really fun game to play, especially with two people, because having a real-time strategy game after everything we've seen so far makes a big difference. It looks and plays like nothing you've ever seen before. I gave this one high marks whenever we checked it out. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe we're seeing an ad for Demon's Forge. This is by Brian Fargo. It is essentially just a graphic adventure game, a few screenshots, and the puzzles are insanely difficult. I know the artwork's amazing, When you get in the game, though, it's frustrating as hell. All right, flip it on to the next page. We have Module 1 Parsec. Diversions. What is this one? Oh, Diversions. I don't know if we played Diversions. Oh, this must be the company that's made a game called Parsec. Yeah, that one eludes me. All right, let's go over this side. We got Starship Commander. Okay, yeah, we played this one before. Like a Star Trek variant. Very nice. Lots of fun. Yeah. That's right, Errol, of Bard's Tale fame. Way before he did that one, too. All right, flip it on. It's more about that one. And we have the Real Gaming World game system definition. Hey, Dan Bunton. He and then later she made the game Cytron Masters that we just were playing before over there. Wow, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the magazine. We continue to freeze it up. It doesn't like what we do. So let's do what I did before. Try it again. Crazy. You can't even read a magazine anymore. All right, let's flip on to the next page. And this one is an article about Invasion Orion on both the Apple, Atari, and TRS-80. $25, and this is Automated Simulations Invasion Orion. I don't believe we've seen this one yet either. And this is one I think they had it pegged for sometime in September. It was going to be released, so we're going to be seeing this one soon. It's amazing. Thinking about what is the newest best game, and with these reviews, at least Computer Gaming World, they don't give you a number rating. You have to read through the article to have an experience, or read what their experience was playing the game. Oh, there we go. Yep, it's got lots of information about it. Invasion Orion. Excited for that one. Oh, it might be. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. Oh, cool. Check this out. It's Apple Fest San Francisco. When is it going to be? November 1982. Thousands of Apple computers gathering in San Francisco. Let's go. Whenever we get to November, that is. All right, over here we got some micro reviews, starting with Firebug. Silas Warner, only $25 here. So Firebug is pretty much like it's Pac-Man, like a maze game, but it allows you to move around and set fire to the place. And the fire burns up. It works really, really well. It's low res, but the effect is really cool. Yeah, let's see what they say. Firebug has the ingredients necessary for a successful arcade game. Interesting graphics, sufficient challenge, moderate strategy, ample flexibility. Indeed, ash far ash. This reviewer is able to ascertain the game is an asset to an astute arcade lover's assortment of games. Johnny, you shouldn't have done that. And then they have a review for Demon's Forge, which we've seen this. It was released a long time before, but this isn't surprising. There are games that have release dates and they come out either as mail order, and then when they gain popularity, then the review shows up later, sometimes a year later. Oh, yeah. Yes, it does promote arson. I love it. Demon's Forge is, yeah, a venture-style game. Brian Fargo, $30 it says here. You only need 48K for it. Did they talk about how difficult the puzzles are in the game? Because it's like the other graphic adventure games out there that Sierra started, the picture on the screen. I enjoyed Demon's Forge, they say, and on the whole, I would recommend it to anyone. To those who might play it and get stuck, I offer these words of advice. Number 1, write down all hints and poems given to you and consider their meaning carefully. Number 2, items or even entrances to the labyrinth might be hidden from sight until somehow eliminate the object blocking them. And then number 3, consider the roles of elements and elementals. Thanks, Michael. That wasn't helpful at all. And over here we got Epoch. It's in the arcade. Sweet. Or no, I'm sorry, it's a type of game on the arcade. It's on your Apple II. And this is another one that we got to play. We have to see what Epoch is like. Oh, did we miss it? What do they say about Epoch? Sound effects are fantastic. If you like the kind of game that's simple, like Space Invaders, pinball, you'll like Epoch. Okay, so we've most likely seen this style of game before. Oh, yeah, it has. Listen, if it really is 1979 punk rock, then I wouldn't be surprised if the review is that late showing it. I mean, this is pretty cool. Look at this. They're bringing up Cannonball Blitz. That one's fantastic. 48K only needed on the Apple II. $35. See, this is what they were talking about being expensive for computer games. This is a really good way to play Donkey Kong at home. Cannonball Blitz does great. Different levels What do they say? Final analysis, Cannonball Blitz is a game every bit as challenging and as fun as the arcade original. It'll give you hours of enjoyment. And I think they say, yeah, this one only says the Apple II. It's also available on the Commodore VIC-20. They don't shout it out here. I don't think they talk about Commodore in computer gaming world. Commodore may not exist in computer gaming world. That's right, Victor. All right, moving on to Battle Trek. Oh yeah, this one is the strategy game by Chris Frazier. Starship style game, nice. What do they have to say? Okay, it's continued later, and then we have the computer comments. Oh yeah, this is it, about the different rating system. The price, copy protection, lack of imagination, graphics. So they asked readers, what's your biggest complaint about computer games on the market today? So September 1982, what is everyone's biggest complaints? And look at number one is price. The games cost too much, which is hilarious. They say $15 to $25 is within reason, but $30 to $60 is not justified. That is hilarious. And we're still paying the same price now, if you don't consider inflation. There's a fewer $40 games. There might be less piracy. Most new price games are overpriced, and they say that games such as Wizardry and Zork are worth the price. And I'm with them there. Deadline, with all the feelies inside, it would be worth the price. Yeah, it's amazing how games haven't really gone up that much too, right? And then look at this complaint. Graphics. Graphics are not good enough. Programmer has to take a time to make some excellent graphics. Obviously, they haven't played any of the Commodore VIC-20 games we played. I know I'm picking on Commodore, but yeah, VIC-20, it's got some rough ones. And then they have copy protection, having to go around the copy protection. Look at that. And we're still complaining about that now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to see those by the end of the year, Victor, definitely. And then lack of imagination. We want games like Alibaba and television football. Oh, yeah. So they may bring up the exceptions. And then computer power is not used. Like computer war games aren't using the full potential of the computer. Probably because they're still waiting for the games to load. I know, even now, we complain that $30 is too much for a game. It's amazing. This is fantastic. Looking at complaints in 1982 about computer games. And then not enough. That's great. Here on the channel, we've played everything. So all the home computers, it's actually too much. The computers are too much. So maybe they're saying not enough because the Commodore 64 just came out. Just wait. That'll be too much. Got some Time Pilot love. Yeah, we'll be seeing that one before the end of the year. And then other problems. Too many arcade games is someone's complaint. Too many arcade games? That's funny. Maybe they want more strategy or war games. So cool. So subscribe now to Computer Gaming World so you can tell about more complaints. Hey, no problem, Hunter. Welcome to Computer Gaming World. What gaming landscape is like for computers in 1982. So here's the rest of the reviews of Trek, Piracy, Mission, Heroic, Treachery, then Gladiators, Utilities, General Suggestions, Hints on Tactics, and then conclusions about Cytron Master. Let's see. Cytron Master is an exciting game offering multiple levels of play with variation to suit the individual. Play on all levels guarantees an action-packed episode of futuristic combat. Doesn't say anything about the game mode, just saying it's really good. And I agree, Cytron Masters is really good. Yeah. Thanks, Hunter. Appreciate it. All right, let's flip on to the next page. The Guadalcanal campaign review says, it's the best historical simulation from SSI to date. Essential aspects of historicity and playability are well matched and easily accessible of gaming information, as well as well-organized set of rules and good research combining to provide for a game that will keep you at a computer for days at a time. And that is true. It will keep you at a computer for a long time. Same thing with Gettysburg. Very well done. All right, here's what I wanted to get into. This is the best part of the magazine and what I would say is the best part of the night. So in the previous issue of Computer Gaming World, they asked people what they would say the best games are. And they rated the games based on the following scenarios. The rating of levels 1 to 9. 1 being terrible, 9 being outstanding. And they were rating it based on presentation, game design, and life. And then you can see here, they have all these games, 1 through 36, 38, yeah, 1 through 40. So they had them fill out a questionnaire. And you can see all these games that are here. We have Alibi, Battle Trek, Bezoff, Cannonball Blitz, Curse of Ra, Cytron Masters. All these were put in, and people were able to rate the games. And these games, and thanks so much, Hunter. And these games were put in along with this reader poll, and they got results. There were 118 reader inputs turned in, so it's only from 118 people. So bear that in mind. And this would be a poll from 1982. This is what they say are the best games right now, or computer games. And it shows the presentation, design, life, and play over on the right side. But they say number one is Choplifter. That's pretty cool. Shows you how good Choplifter it was. We give it 5 stars here on the channel. And then right after that is the brand new add-on to Wizardry, Knight of Diamonds. But then look at number 3. Pursuit of the Graph Spee is number 3. It is a war game, and I'm amazed it's on the list because we really don't rate them as high compared to all the other titles you can play on a home computer. Citron Masters I rated pretty high, and Computer Ambush, but Pursuit of Graph Spee is kind of like the old school one, but still obviously very popular. This is the one that was bringing a lot of people in that were board gamers or war gamers. Yeah, where is Ultima? And at this point, Ultima 2 is brand new, but the first Ultima, why is the first Ultima not here? It blows my mind. And it was Apple II. And then we got Rendezvous, Deadlines number 5. That's pretty good. War Factor, I would expect it to be a lot lower, but it does have the immense scale of space battles. Yeah, it might be rigged, Victor. Not everyone agrees with Bloody Hangman, but hey, everyone's cup of tea, right? Yes, no People Pong either. And then we also have Cannonball Blitz number 9, but Cannonball Blitz is fairly new. I would expect that one to be higher. Adventure to Atlantis, then Temple of Apshai, Empire of the Overmind, Labyrinth, and Chicken. Chicken, I'm surprised that's there. It's kind of like we're playing the Avalanche game, you know, catching things. That's what Chicken is. Guns of Fort Defiance, then Bez MX. Kabul Spy is... I'm surprised of all the Serious Software games. Why is that the only... Well, why is Kabul Spy on here as the Serious Software game? It's just a graphic adventure game. No, it's not here either. That's fascinating. And then number 20 is Firebug. So they rated them, 1 to 20, but then that's not all. Computer Gaming World decided, okay, that's great that you guys rated the 118 that inputted. Let's do our rating. So the editors and everybody in Computer Gaming World put their rating in. Here it is. That is the top 10 Computer Gaming World right now. They rate Wizardry as number 1. And that's understandable. They give a rating of 8.25, and then they said Computer Baseball is number 2. Doesn't that sound rigged? I don't know if I'm missing something, because the Computer Baseball or the simulation sports games, I didn't find as intriguing compared to everything else we've played on home computers. But look at that, they give it number 2. Olympic Decathlon by Microsoft is interesting to put up there. Very well done. You need a lot of memory to play this sucker. Yeah, it's one of the first games we saw that you needed 64K to play. Way before most of the computers had that as stock. And then Choplifter was number 4. Southern Command by SSI is 5. Knight of Diamonds is 6. So that means Wizardry and the add-on are on here at the same time. And then there's Pursuit of Graph Spee, Rendezvous, Cartels and Cutthroats, and then Eastern Front. So notice this is not one computer. This is not just Apple. This is not just the TRS-80 color computer. I don't even think the color computer is in Computer Gaming World. So I wanted to give you an appropriate list. And there's even some information over on the right side of like the rules and what happened, of how everyone was rating everything. Yeah, maybe it's based on that too, or it's also might be based on sales. I could agree with that as well. All right, so what I'm going to do is something a little more fun. Because Computer Gaming World is North America, and because Computer Gaming World doesn't hit on every computer, I don't really see much Commodore or TRS-80 color computer, I wanted to give you the top 10 computer games that I would say are the best so far. So, are you ready? Are you with me? Let's do this. I got to start off with a little bit of cheating. To say the top 10 was really, really difficult. So I'm going to have to do some honorable mentions just because I don't want them to be missed. This list was very difficult to do because across every computer so far, September 1982, there is a ton of really, really good games. We've rated probably 20 to 30 5-star games and then some 4.5-star games. So the competition is really, really tight already by 1982. Can you believe it? Yes, I know. I would agree it's very Apple biased. So here we go. This is my honorable mention, starting with Wizardry 9 of Diamonds. I'm going to say the add-on is an honorable mention. Some could argue this is better than the original Wizardry, but because you don't get to create your characters in this game, you have to create them in a different place. I'm making this an honorable mention. And then after that, I wasn't sure if I wanted to include Star Raiders as part of the top 10 or an honorable mention, but you can't deny Star Raiders' influence on the gaming industry. This one is so big. This was the killer app for the Atari home computer. It is an excellent title, but I have to give it an honorable mention because we've already seen so many Star Raider-like games. It's kind of like the market's saturated with a bunch of different ones. So, not part of the top 10. Oh, I know, right? It's such a golden age, Manly, you're right. And then after that, I have to give the other one to Asteroids as an honorable mention. This title is an excellent game because it's the first time you can play 4-player Asteroids. It's a great party game, and we did play the game called Space Gunners, or sorry, Astro Warriors. That one was kind of based on this one, but this is a fantastic title. It deserves a well-done game. And I also got to give a Calibeth. While it is a little rough around the edges, it still is a fantastic title. Another honorable mention. The Proto Ultima, if you will. And also Flight Simulator, the A2FS1 that we saw in the computer gaming world. I say yes, this is another honorable mention, a fantastic flight simulator, and still one of the best ones you could play. And flight simulators and computer games should be going together. So got to give it the... yes. Oh, that's true. We haven't had the crash yet, but I don't think the crash is going to affect computer games. It's going to be all on consoles for the most part. But you know what? I can't say that because we haven't done it yet. When we see the crash, I'll let you know. All right, and then another honorable mention. I'm going to say Ultima is an honorable mention. The first Ultima is an excellent game, and so that kind of lets you know in the top 10 what's going to be there. And then I'm also going to say Cannonball Blitz is a honorable mention. That's how tight the competition is. This was so hard to not put in the top 10, but Cannonball Blitz is a fantastic Donkey Kong variant and a really fun one to play, especially if it's the Apple II. I played the Apple II one for sure. I know, right? I don't think we're going to have any difference. I think it's just going to get better and better. Because whenever we play a game on the show and it's something that surprises me, where I can't pin the genre down to the game, and I just enjoy it so much, that's usually whenever I rate it through the roof. Yes, I bet. Continue with more honorable mentions. I told you this was very difficult. Fracas. I can't rave enough about Fracas. This is an 8-player roguelike where you and 8 different people, if you want 8, can go through a dungeon. Now, granted, you're just one pixel like a top-down roguelike, but this is even before Rogue. Fracas is so good. It is a really fun role-playing game that is an excellent party game as well. But still honorable mention. And then also Seamus. I got to give a shout out to Seamus. It is / Defender and part adventure. It's like a great, really fun game to play, but it's still not one of the greatest. I can't give it in the top 10. Same thing for Deadline. I can't give Deadline into the top 10. It is an exceptional game, and it is one of the best text adventure games you could play right now. Deadline is so good. And I also can't give Nautilus in the top 10. This one is one of the very first split-screen games where 2 people are doing something interchangeably to go against each other. It is a great competitive game and one of the first to have this kind of style. Nautilus is, sadly, also an honorable mention. It's so good. And same with Eastern Front, 1941. This one is the last one, I'm going to say, as the last honorable mention. This one is for all the strategy games out there. It has this reticle that moves around that gives you way more control over all other strategy games we've seen so far. Yeah, Seamus was good, and Cannonball Blitz were good, but this is my top 10 best computer games so far on the channel. Starting with Zork 2 on the Apple II. You can't deny the world that's been created. Deadline is so close. As far as text-adventure games go, or being able to be in a world as a text-adventure game, Zork is beyond all of them. And Zork 2 increases even more. It's even better than that. This one is one you can invest months and months of time in. It is a world that is very descriptive. And I gotta say, this one as number 10 of all the games so far. That's right, Errol. Yeah, Chris Crawford did a great job on that one. And then going to number 9, on the Atari home computer, every time we have a Frogger game, I mention this. Every time. If someone makes a Frogger variant, I keep saying Pacific Coast Highway because look at the gameplay. This is Frogger. It's well done Frogger. It's well animated Frogger. It's multiple screen Frogger, but it's also 2-player simultaneous Frogger. And at this point in computer gaming, we still don't have official Frogger on all the home computers yet. It's that early, and amazing that this came out. So I gotta say Pacific Coast Highway is number 9. Number 8 is another one that I keep mentioning when we bring up Pac-Man games, and it's Ghost Hunter. Ghost Hunter surprised the hell out of me because this one is a 2-player simultaneous Pac-Man. You can work together or competitively playing Pac-Man. And you can even design your own mazes. So all of the games of Pac-Man, like based on Miss Pac-Man, where they say they got 4 screens or 5, or it doesn't matter how many screens you have. Ghost Hunter, you can make as many screens as you want. It's so cool. I mean, look at that. And look at the way it looks and plays. It's so good. I don't know for sure if they got sued, but this is so close to Pac-Man, they had to have been sued. It's too good. Oh yeah, way better than those. Yeah, definitely. Now, this is including everything on computer. So all home computers. This is not consoles. This is just the top 10 computers only. And our next one, number 5, is Miner 2049er. One of the best platformers you could play thus far. And I had to give the nod to this compared to Cannonball Blitz. I say Miner 2049er is just a notch better because of the gameplay and the amount of levels, because this one feels like more fleshed out. It takes longer to play. And the objectives have a greater to it. Yeah, there we go. So number 5, Miner 2049. And I also say it's better than playing Pac-Man and playing Frogger, if you want to think of it that way. Because I would say Pacific Coast Highway, with how well it played, was Frogger. Ghost Hunter was Pac-Man. And now we're on the next level, which is like the Donkey Kong likes. And Miner 2049 is up there. So what could be better than this? Well, I'll tell you. On the Apple II, number 4 is the Biles Toad. This game surprised me as well. This is the most raw, the most hardcore, the most violent video game you could play right now. It is essentially taking Warrior, that was by Atari, the top-down fighting game, and putting it on steroids. It has extremely complicated controls. The Biles Toad means you're swinging axes and knocking limbs off. It's amazing. Hunter's going, yes. Yeah, it's very much proto-Mortal Kombat. But we're not going to say that because we're not in the future. But I would say Biles Toad, yes, number 4 of all the games you could play right now, definitely worth checking out. And playing with a friend, for sure. It also has multiple ways to look at the screen. Like, it has ways to zoom out and see, like, the radar. Because the arena you're playing in isn't fixed to one place. It's massive. It's so cool. I could talk on and on about this. Yes, lots of blood, for sure. All right, number 3. Or number 4. Sorry, number 4. I think I had it mixed up. Number 4 on the Atari home computer is Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. This one is essentially Adventure and Seamus and any other games that have this top-down exploratory mode. But the Atari version of Alibaba and the 40 Thieves is essentially the largest world like this with adventure elements in it, or the exploration, but then it also has this interface that works so well for the one joystick, one button. It's so good. Yes, I know. I wish Biles Toad was well known, and they didn't even bring it up in the computer gaming world. Well, we're bringing it up now. All right, moving on to the next one. Number 3. Or wait, I think I've already messed up the count. Let's go back and count them out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. There we go. Number 4 is Castle Wolfenstein on the Apple II. Now, while Alibaba, I would say, is excellent, the theme of Castle Wolfenstein, sneaking around and taking out Nazis, I have to give it the nod. But I will say the control for Alibaba is better than Castle Wolfenstein. It takes a little bit of time to get used to. And we're going to see lots of ports for this one, but I still got to say Wolfenstein gets the nod above Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. Yeah. Yes, I wish it was, right? All right, and then our number 3 is Choplifter. And if Choplifter's number 3, you saw in Computer Gaming World, they were giving it rave reviews and high on the list. If Choplifter's number 3, what could be better than Choplifter? Oh yeah, well, we've seen that one way later. Number 2, I'm giving it to Wizardry. And while you could argue that the second one is just the add-on, I still say the first Wizardry is tops right now. And you know, the add-on is essentially you have to have this game first before you can play Knight of Diamonds. So yeah, Wizardry is number 2 of all the best computer games right now. So that means number 1, oh yeah, the number 1 computer game that you can play right now is Ultima 2: Revenge of the Enchantress. It is the biggest world, the largest, I mean, it's multiple worlds. You're traveling through time. It's a top-down role-playing game. It's state-of-the-art because it's following tropes of role-playing games that we're going to see way later, like in the late 80s and 90s, and we're already seeing it now. It's fantastic. All right, so that was a lot of fun. I'll keep it on Ultima 2 because of how incredible it is. But that's where we got to put our video game playing on pause or showcasing on pause. What are your top 10? If you've tuned in recently or been on the show for a long time, of all the computer games we've seen or showcased, what are your top 10? Let me know in the comments down below. And tune in next episode because we're going to have some demons in the arcade and demons at home. And this might be a typo, but we're going to be checking out Donkey King. That's it for today. And like I always say, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.